Welcome back to another episode of Embrace Your Brand, the podcast. And I'm going to share a really interesting story with you about trying to be something that you're not. So, going back to my teenage years and that time in my life was really something that I was trying to discover who I was. And it's really hard when you get around groups of people and you just want to fit in. That's one of the things that I've learned is very different for me, being a projector, having a lot of openness. So if you know anything about human design, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Is that I have a lot of adaptability to my environment. So this one instance, I was going to go with a friend of mine who I liked at the time, and he wanted to go to this really small little live music venue. And it was the kind of music that he liked. I wanted to go, I wanted to kind of impress a little bit. He was bringing a buddy of his, and so I dressed for the occasion. I put on a pair of overalls with a shirt, wore my boots. And here's the thing. About maybe part of the way there, I started feeling very uncomfortable. And the entire time we were at this little restaurant, diner, whatever you want to call it, I could not shake the fact that I absolutely hated what I was wearing. And the thought that kept going through my mind was, this is so not me. This is so not me. I am not comfortable. Why did I choose to wear this? Why didn't I just wear something that I like? And I was in my head the entire time, just overanalyzing everything, but just feeling deep within myself that this doesn't feel right for me. This is totally not me. I regretted going dressed like that and wishing the whole time that I could change what I had on. Like, if I could have just rewinded the whole evening and started over, I would have been so much happier going as myself. Now, it's funny because as I reflect on this particular story and experience in my life, I see how easy it is for us to adapt to what we want to do in our business or where we want to be based on who we're spending a lot of time around. And it's like jumping on the next trend. It's like going after those shiny objects. It's choosing to pick a marketing strategy just based on the fact that everyone's telling you it's working. And here's where that can get us into trouble is if we're trying to be something that we're not, if we're trying to do something that is not a good fit for us, we need to pay attention to the warning signs. Just like I should have paid more attention to some earlier warning signs when I was picking out my wardrobe for the evening for this event, and listened to the fact that I don't need to try so hard. I don't need to try to look like the people that I'm going to be around if that's not who I am, because that's not going to make me comfortable for the long run. There was no way I could go back and change that. And I was kind of forcing myself to just go with it. And I don't remember how the evening ended. I don't remember anything else that happened except for just that really strong feeling of, this is not right. This is not me. And one of the things that I really try so hard with in my own business and in my own marketing styles is that I want to be me. And sometimes that takes listening to what other people are doing, seeing what they're doing, and taking time to remove myself from that particular environment. Really ask myself, is this something that I feel I can do? Is this something I even want to do? Does this align with me? Is this something that I want to be a part of my brand, or am I just going to force it? Am I just going to wear this hoping that it will work out? But am I going to end up feeling like, I wish I didn't do this. I wish I didn't, invest in this particular course because then I'm not getting anything out of it. Or I wish I didn't go through all that trouble to create, you know, some type of course or some type of lead magnet or, strategy or back end strategy, and then realize this is not setting me up for success because I'm trying to put on something to fit in with the ideal that I think I'm supposed to be, rather than taking a really good look at myself and saying, I'm going to show up and I'm going to go out there being who I authentically am. I'd much rather be able to say that to myself of, I am going to show up just as me, not as who I think I need to be in front of this group. And that's the big game changer there. I really believe that so many of the people who have gained a lot of success got to that status where they're sort of famous in the entrepreneurial world or wherever, that at some point they decided that they were just going to be themselves. And for some, that's hard. I think for most of us, that is really hard. If you're in a space right now where you're trying to do all the things, you're not sure which one's going to work. I need to try this. I need to try that. I need to learn this. I need to learn that. If at any point something doesn't align with you, something just doesn't click, something doesn't feel right, you may be trying to do something or trying to be something that you're not. Now, I believe we can learn and add things to our repertoire of what we know, what skills we have, what things that we can do. But by no means should you be putting yourself out there trying to be something that just doesn't work for you. If you're like, well, okay, if I go in this route and be a coach for this, this is where everybody's making money. But if that's not something you want to coach people on, by all means, don't do it. You have an individual talent, you have an individual gift and personality traits, all of this that is meant to be you. I have a friend who started a podcast recently, and her name is Jen Boyle. She is such an amazing woman, and I love her backstory. So I'm gonna plug in her Instagram here because I want to support her. And her story was that she was given a promotion in her job to like a supervisory management type role, and she didn't feel like she fit the bill. She tried to become what she thought she should be for this position, rather than just believing in herself from the get-go that the qualities she had were what she needed. But she realized that the more she was into this, that she was trying to be something that she thought was required for this management position, that she thought this was what a leader looked like. She was trying to become something that she was not, just because that was like the stereotypical thing. Like me going to this country music event, I tried to dress very country for the event. I tried to dress appropriately for that, but that was not me. I didn't need to do that. Same thing with her. She didn't need to become someone else. She already had all these capabilities and qualities that made her a really great leader, but it took time for her to realize that. I really suggest you go check her out on Instagram and follow her and learn about her story. But I just think that if we're not even aware of it right now, maybe we've seen moments in our past where we've tried to fit into something. We've tried to become something that we're not. It's not imposter syndrome. It's not this fake it till you make it type thing. It's knowing who you are, and it's believing in yourself enough that you stay in your lane, that you do what you do best, that you are the amazing individual that you are, and you own that. Own every single bit of it. I would love to see so many more doing what they love, stepping into who they really are, and not trying to be something that they're not. I guarantee it's something that I've had to work on because I realized that it's not me when I'm pushing and forcing myself into this other box. Whereas if I stay in my pretty little box, being who I am, that's where the magic happens. That's where the good things happen. That's what I want for you. So I say all this to tell you, don't go trying to be something that you are not. You will have so much more success. You will feel so much better, and you will achieve so much more when you step into your very own power and become who you are, loving who you are, being who you're meant to be, the things that you're going to learn, things that you're going to do, the things that you're going to adapt over time as you're growing your business, growing your brand. Those things will be the big game changers. So by all means, follow what this podcast is all about. Embrace your brand. This is the whole point. Embrace who you are, love who you are, and show the world who you are. The right people are going to come to you. The right people are going to be attracted to you. The people that are going to be attracted to you by trying to be something that you're not is going to cause you stress. It's going to feel chaotic because you're not going to be in alignment with these people. They're going to come to you thinking you're one thing, and then you're going to blow them out of the water by being something totally different. And that is not going to set you up for creating a really good reputation with your brand. So this is something I am very adamant about. And I love when people step in to who they really, truly are. There's this, I don't know, it's so beautiful. I can't even put it to words. It's just a beautiful thing when I see people really stepping in to their power, to their potential, because I know great things are going to happen. They just have to trust themselves, trust being who they are, and good things will happen. So hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you soon.